Hello, I'm Richard Chambers, President and CEO of the Institute of Internal Auditors, and this is the latest installment of my video series, Insights and Advice. We are now more than 2 months into the worst health crisis the world has seen in more than a century. Risks related to this pandemic are emerging from all directions. As internal auditors, we must have a nose for emerging risks. We do our organizations no good if we're caught by surprise when operational, financial, compliance, or other risks suddenly materialize. Today, I'd like to talk about how organizations and internal audit are confronting the gradual reopening of the economy. We see it on our trips to the grocery store. We see it play out on the nightly news. People are getting back to what we want to call a sense of normalcy. And this excursion from the relative safety of our homes and Zoom interaction is culminating in a return to our places of work, the counters and the aisles at big box retailers and the kitchens of restaurant chains. Business as we knew it before COVID-19 will likely never return. How could it? The pandemic is infecting millions and killing hundreds of thousands. It has shuttered economies, unemployment is at Depression-era levels, and businesses are closing. Witness the latest American institution to file for bankruptcy protection, JCPenney's. COVID-19 has rewritten the rules of the workplace and created myriad risks, from financial and operational to compliance, legal, health, and safety. Now more than ever, internal auditors must step up. We must provide informed assurance and advice on our organization's return to workplace plans. At the very least, we must ensure our organizations are conducting pandemic-focused risk assessments in 3 key areas: preventing the spread of COVID-19, designing appropriate workplace controls, and establishing how to identify and isolate employees who may have the disease. But there's a problem. According to our most recent quick poll of chief auditors, organizations are ill prepared for their employees to return to the workplace. What's more, many CAEs tell us they have no idea about certain aspects of their organization's readiness. It was startling for me to learn that 16% or more of survey respondents said they have not even provided an assessment of their organization's preparedness for return to work. The gaps are wide and varied. A mere 8% of internal audit executives are involved in health and safety reviews, while only 4 in 10 are even part of the crisis response team. As for one of those primary areas of risk I mentioned, prevention of the spread of COVID, 22% of quick poll respondents told us they are not even sure their organization's readiness for addressing illness or death liability. More than 1 in 10 aren't even certain of regulatory compliance around COVID-19. 8% have no idea about basic workplace precautions like the availability of disinfecting supplies or personal protection equipment. How can this be? Of course, it's not our job to design controls, formulate policies, or enforce compliance, but it is our obligation to offer our insights and perspective directly to management, HR professionals, and our organization's legal experts. We also can serve as part of a task force helping to formulate the return to workplace plans. Our focus here should be on risk mitigation. For example, has management adequately identified and assessed return to workplace related risks? Do proposed return to workplace policies and controls address those key risks? Are policies and controls effectively implemented? The risks emerging from mandated or voluntary isolation are complex and unprecedented in today's workplace. Taking steps to identify, understand, and mitigate those crucial risks is important in making our return to the workplace as safe and painless as possible. Internal audit must be involved and proactive. The stakes are too high otherwise for our organizations and our profession. I'm Richard Chambers, President and CEO of the Institute of Internal Auditors.